Hi everybody, welcome back to Shotlet Family Firewood. It's a little windy out here, but we are not doing any firewood this weekend. We reached a milestone at one of the fire departments that I'm on, and we had a big celebration in the community yesterday, and that took up just about most of my time this weekend. Yeah, I was there from 6:30 or so yesterday morning until about 9:30 last night. And the Evansville Community Fire District reached 150 years of service. So we had a nice fire truck procession through town with our apparatus and our mutual aid departments. A lot of our mutual aid departments anyway showed up to support us. And then we had an open house at our fire station, and we did lots of kids activities, meal, open house with the trucks. Everybody could come around and see the apparatus and some of our equipment. And then we did a live fire demonstration to round out the day. And the last thing we did was actually had a proclamation. Actually, I believe there was two. I kind of came in at the tail end of it because I was putting stuff away from the live fire demonstration, so I kind of came in a little late to the proclamation. But something from the governor of the state of Wisconsin, even acknowledging our 150 years. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, I got a lot of footage from that, and I hope you enjoy a break from the firewood, and we'll show you that. And then we'll get back into the firewood next week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this. So we'll see you next week. what's on the side of that one? Hey, are these Brooklyns? Hey guys. You know that guy? This must be the end.
There she is.
Congratulations on 150 years.
Just letting you know. There's letting.
Committed service for that community and a continued partnership.
Very, very nice to place. Such a place in my heart. You know, you guys know that. It's very, very, very nice. Very nice. Thank you very, very much. Of course. Justin and Mason. Salute, Chief. That's very kind. Happy to see you.
Number 2 being I want to have it. Number of the cranberry milk. And then like for us,
Everybody.
It's gonna be our live fire demonstration. We just built a little room. Somebody left their hot dog in there. It's gonna be powered by we're gonna start this fire with some Shotlet Family Firewood fire starters right down there.
In the walls emit gases as they burn, but those gases don't initially ignite. They accumulate in the structure until they get between 700 and 1,000 degrees on average, and then they will suddenly combust. And hopefully we will see that happen here. With the wind in the structure, we may not get that, but we will do the best we can here to see how that happens. In a closed structure, it's more likely to happen than in an open structure like this, but we will see. You can hear now the smoke alarm went off inside the structure, so the smoke alarm had gone off. Firefighters recommend twice a year when you change the clocks, check those batteries. Smoke alarms do save lives. We're simulating this happened in the middle of the night. The family has now woken up. They have removed themselves safely from the structure, and now they are grabbing their phone and calling 911 to report this structure fire. So we are letting this fire build here in just a minute. The imaginary family has left the structure. They have gone to the neighbor's house. They have now got the neighbor's phone. They are in the process of calling 911 that they're smelling smoke when they left the building. The smoke alarms were going off. In just a minute, you'll hear what an actual page sounds like from the county dispatch center. And
access page only. Evansville Fire Department will respond to the Evansville Fire Department at 425 Water Street at 425 Water Street for a room and contents fire. Your cross streets are Main Street to Union Street, Union Street to Main Street. Your time is 1511.
So that is exactly what a firefighter would hear in the middle of the night when their pager goes off. That's what the county dispatch sounds like. That's the information they get. At this point, your average firefighter is driving to the fire station. They then don their equipment, just as those gentlemen showed us here a little while ago, get the truck started, get them running, get them out the door, and then respond to the fire. So in just a minute, you are going to see Evansville's engine 611 come out of the fire station. They're going to stop just to the left of us where we're standing, and they are going to pull a hose and they are going to work at putting out this fire. Now, the way they're going to do it, they're going to go a little bit slower than they normally would. They're not going to go the regular pace that they would in an emergency situation like this, but they're going to show you how they do it, how they pull the hose, how each person on that truck has a job assignment. They know exactly what they are going to do the minute they get out of that truck and start to fight this fire.
And this thing was fully like this. That is your couch and living room right there.
Fully involved defense structure. 611 will have Water Street Command on investigating.
So the commanding officer on 611 just radioed to dispatch that they have arrived on scene. They gave a size up of what they're seeing, so the county knows through these firefighters' eyes exactly what's going on. They talked about how there is a structure on fire, fully involved. They talked about who is going to have command, so the dispatch center knows exactly who they're going to be calling in the event they need to get a hold of the firefighters or the fire department on scene. You can see there they pulled the hose off of the engine. The pump operator has gotten in the back seat, you could say, of the engine there. That's where the pump panel is located. They've put the pump in gear, which means connected the pump to the diesel engine on the fire engine, which will supply the water. There is a onboard water source on the truck, which they will use as an initial attack. So they will use that water to fight the fire. While they are doing this, responding units that are coming in from the fire station, the various other vehicles will then set up water supply depending on what it... You can hear there the firefighter just said they are ready for water, which means...
We are ready for water. Broad fire 360 is complete. Structure is fully involved. We are in the defensive on the alpha side.
So they did a 360, which means somebody has looked all the way around that structure. They looked for overhead obstructions like power lines. They've looked for LP gas tanks or any other dangers that may present themselves while the firefighters are fighting this fire. They haven't seen anything reported that that's okay. If there was something, they would let the safety officer know that there's a concern that they have to keep tabs on. But they didn't see that here, so now they are going to go in a defensive attack mode, which means they are going to stay outside of the structure. If there was a chance they could enter the structure with their breathing apparatus and the hose, then they would give that information that they're ready to go inside and fight the fire from inside. But in this situation, with the amount of fire and heat and gases that are coming from the structure, they are going to do a defensive attack. And I didn't call attention to it when it happened as the fire truck was rolling out. I didn't know if you saw that, but it did flash over to where there was a sudden emergence of fire, and the dark smoke that was coming out of the structure disappeared and it turned into flames. Now, as a firefighter or a fire truck rolls up to the scene, they're going to be looking at that smoke, looking for the changes in color of the smoke. That can help them understand exactly what that fire is doing and what the best course of action would be to put the structure out. that would be called a knockdown. So they've got the active fire basically under control. They've knocked it down. In just a minute, we will probably hear them radio to dispatch or to their commanding officer in the truck that they have the fire knocked down.
Last fire from command, we have knocked down on the fire.
All right, let's give them a huge round of applause for knocking down that fire. Now, from the time Mr. Shotliff started that fire until the fire department here put that fire out was only a few minutes. Now, again, we were really slowing things down here to give you an example, to show you exactly how they do it. But it was a very quick knockdown on that fire. What they're doing here is called overhaul or mop up. They're going to go through the contents because, as you may have experienced with maybe a pit fire in your backyard or a campfire, sometimes you have fire that burns underneath material. So they're going to do that. They're going to stir it up. They're going to pick things up. They're going to move things around. They'll find hot spots, things that may still be burning. The fire department is not going to leave that scene until that fire is completely extinguished. The last thing they want to have happen is put the fire out, roll all the hose up, put everything away, go back to the station, and then get called back because something is still burning in the structure. So they've got various tools. They've got pike poles or New York hooks, as we call them, things like that, to where they will stir that contents up that's still there and make sure all the hot spots have been extinguished. So as they continue to do their overhaul here, they'll also keep their eye out for anything that may indicate what the cause of the fire is if they see it. As they move things over and turn things around, they'll also be careful not to disturb any evidence or anything that they may uncover. In that amount of time that they put water on that fire, they used just about 600 gallons. So that was a pretty good knockdown. Pretty minimal amount of water they used to control that raging fire. So the fire went from the candle just starting to burn to fully involved in just about 3 minutes. That's how long it took. Now, on average, when you do have a structure fire, they fire doubles in size every minute. So you think about that, it's best to call 911 as soon as you can and get the fire department en route to help save any structure. From the time they started putting that fire out until it was completely extinguished as it is now, it was just about 7 minutes. So that was a great job on the response and a great job on the knockdown.
Can you raise your hands so we can give you a round of applause and congratulate you for doing this? It's not easy work. Last year today, fire ops training, and I don't know how you do what you do. I couldn't do it, so thank you for doing that work. But I want to read this to you and then pass it off to the board members, and once again, congratulations. It reads, whereas the Evansville Fire District was founded in 1874 in response to its great local need for an organized department of brave firefighters. And whereas, in 1878, the EFD acquired its first fire engine and saw its membership expand to 48 volunteers. And whereas, since its founding, the EFD has a rich history based on the volunteer service with incredible firefighters, local community members who put their needs of the community first. And whereas, the EFD has proven its unwavering commitment to safety through collaboration with other local fire departments, working together to combat fires and protect their communities. And whereas the EFD is the oldest volunteer organization in the city and has an incredible legacy of countless lives and millions of dollars saved over a century and a half of dedicated service. And whereas in 2024 alone, EFD members saved Nope. Okay, we're good. In 2024 alone, EFD members saved families from a large house fire and aided in cleanup, managed food donations, and hosted people in their warming shelter after an unprecedented February tornado. And whereas, since the 1870s, the EFD has lived up to its mission of providing high-quality service, protecting our community, and saving lives. And whereas 2024 marks the 150th anniversary of the Evansville Fire District. Now, therefore, Senator Mark Spreitzer, Representative Clinton Anderson, on behalf of the Wisconsin Legislature, do hereby commend and congratulate the Evansville Fire District on the occasion of its 150th anniversary and thank its volunteers for its exceptional service. Dated this 10th day of August, 2024. Congratulations. I think that's it. Unless you want to read something. If you all want to read, I can read the governor's citation if you're all okay with that. I see some head nodding.
Yep.
It reads, whereas established in 1874, the Evansville Fire District is celebrating its 150th anniversary. And whereas, since its founding, the Evansville Fire District has provided a superior level of emergency service that has continually improved the quality of life, health, and safety of residents in the city of Evansville and surrounding communities. And whereas, comprised of brave community members, emergency service professionals, and firefighters, the Evansville Fire District continues to prioritize the needs of the community and has proven an unwavering commitment to safety through collaboration with local fire departments. And whereas, for more than a century, the Evansville Fire District has lived up to its mission of providing high-quality service, protecting the community, and saving lives. And whereas, on this occasion, the state of Wisconsin wishes the Evansville Fire District many more years of service and success. Now, therefore, I, Tony Evers, Governor of the state of Wisconsin, do hereby congratulate the Evansville Fire District upon its 150th anniversary and thank everyone involved for their dedicated service to the state. Done to the 7th day of August, 2024.